I was standing at the doorway of our bedroom when I saw it. My husband was on his laptop, half naked, lounging on our California king bed, the same bed I had bought after pulling 6 straight 12-hour nursing shifts. He was browsing a luxury lingerie website. But what shattered me was not the lacy red two-piece in his cart. It was the name on the billing information, mine. He was using my credit card. Not for me. But for her. For the woman he had been secretly dating, whining, dining, and seducing with my hard-earned money, while I was out working night shifts, paying every bill, and still finding time to cook his damn dinner. To my amazing viewers, thank you for being here. Whether you are subscribed or watching for the first time, I am so grateful for your support. If you are new, welcome to the channel. If you are returning but have not subscribed yet, please do. Your one-click fuels everything I do. It gives me the energy to keep sharing these intense and deeply stories with you. So please, hit that subscribe button. And when you finish this hook, drop your thoughts in the comments. I want to know everything you are feeling because this story, it is not just mine. It is ours. Now, let me take you back to where it all began. I live in a quiet suburb outside Atlanta, Georgia. I am 38 years old, a registered nurse, and I used to believe that love, real love, was about sacrifice. About showing up for someone. About being the backbone. The provider. The one who keeps everything together. That was my biggest mistake. My husband's name is Travis Monroe. He is 40, tall, blue-eyed, and charming enough to make your knees buckle. When we met, he told me he was a business consultant. Back then, I did not care what it meant. He dressed sharp, spoke well, and held doors open for me. I had just turned 30 and thought I had struck gold. He told me he wanted a partner who believed in his vision. Someone who would build with him, not just take from him. I fell for every word. We moved into a 3-bedroom house. I paid for the down payment. We bought new furniture. I paid in full. Every grocery run, utility bill, insurance premium, even our date nights, I covered it all. Travis told me he was working on launching a digital startup, something about e-commerce and crypto. I believed him. I wanted to believe him. Love makes you blind like that. But reality does not wait for dreams. Bills stacked up. My hours at the hospital grew longer. Travis would still wake up at noon, sip coffee, scroll his phone, and tell me he was in research mode. I laughed it off in the beginning. I told myself he needed time. That greatness could not be rushed. Until one day, I noticed $300 missing from my checking account. He said it was a mistake. Something about transferring funds between his business wallets. I swallowed it. 2 weeks later, my best friend, Chloe, told me she smelled a woman's perfume on his collar at a barbecue. I defended him. I told her maybe it was mine. But I knew it was not. I wore soft florals. This was deep, sultry vanilla. Something exotic. Then came the receipts. Literally. I found them in the trash while cleaning the kitchen. A luxury spa, a high-end sushi bar, and a $500 necklace, none of which I had received. That night, I stayed up until 4 a.m. in the dark, staring at our joint bank statement. Every other charge felt like a betrayal. Uber rides that did not match our schedules. Hotel rooms under his name. Designer handbags. And every single one linked to my bank card. I felt like a fool. I was paying for another woman's fantasy. I wanted to scream, to throw something, but instead I stood frozen, knees shaking, breath shallow, heart racing with betrayal and disgust. The next morning, I acted normal. I made him breakfast. Scrambled eggs, bacon, avocado toast. He smiled and kissed me on the cheek. He told me I was the best thing that ever happened to him. That same day, while he ran errands, I followed him. I called in sick to work and trailed him across town. He pulled into a boutique parking lot and came out holding a dress bag wrapped in silk. Then he drove to a luxury apartment complex I had never seen before. Unit 308. He had a key. And when the door opened, a woman in a red robe welcomed him inside. I sat in my car, hands gripping the steering wheel so tight my knuckles turned white. I watched my husband, the man I had fed, clothed, supported, kiss her like he had kissed me on our wedding night. And that was when it hit me. I paid for that apartment. I paid for that robe. I paid for that damn kiss. That night, I crawled into bed beside him, said nothing, and cried silently while he snored. I stared at the ceiling for hours, my brain spinning through every memory, every lie, every moment I had mistaken for love. This was not just infidelity. This was robbery. He had stolen from me, emotionally, financially, spiritually. And I was not going to let him get away with it. Not anymore. Not ever again. When you discover the person you love has betrayed you, it feels like you are dying slowly from the inside out. But when you realize you are also the one funding that betrayal, feeding it, clothing it, giving it room to breathe, that death turns into a fury so deep, it rewires your soul. I had spent the entire night pretending to sleep beside Travis while he cuddled me like nothing had happened. Like he had not spent the day with another woman. Like he had not come back to our bed reeking of her lavender lotion and leftover guilt. I lay still, seething, eyes wide open in the darkness. By morning, I had already made a plan. I started by digging. I wanted to know everything about the other woman, who she was, what she did, where she came from, and how long this had been going on. My first clue was in his car. Travis had left his black Mercedes unlocked in the driveway, probably assuming I would never think to snoop. But I did. And I found her name written on a dry cleaning ticket in the center console, Kayla Benson. I took a photo of it and ran a quick social media search. And just like that, she appeared. 26 years old. Blonde. Instagram model. Fitness influencer. 170,000 followers. Perfect teeth, fake boobs, and captions like, "Luxury is my love language," and, "I do not chase, I attract." Her entire life was curated like a magazine spread, spas in Buckhead, private brunches, champagne baths, high-end designer bags. I scrolled through her photos in disbelief. I recognized a few of the items. That Fendi purse in her March post? I had seen the receipt for it. That birthday dinner with 5 friends and 10 candles? Charged to my Amex. My husband was not just cheating. He was branding himself as the wealthy provider, the doting lover, the sugar daddy. And I was the silent sponsor. By the following week, I had already installed a location tracker on his phone while he slept. I mirrored his text messages to an old iPad I found buried in the guest room drawer. I even synced his call logs and started recording our joint account transactions on a spreadsheet. Every dollar he spent, every lie he told, every second he disappeared, I logged it all. And every piece of evidence brought me closer to a truth I was not ready for. Travis had signed a short-term lease on a luxury apartment downtown, same place I saw him enter before. Unit 308 was registered under his middle name, paid monthly with transfers from our joint account. He was footing a second home with my income, while I slept under LED bulbs because we could not afford the designer lights I wanted for the kitchen. I was exhausted. Working double shifts. Saving pennies. Meanwhile, she was soaking in rose petal tubs while he rubbed her feet. I did not confront him. Not yet. I wanted more. So I started visiting her social media stories religiously. She posted everything. Clues dripped from her feed like blood. She showed off steak dinners and poolside cocktails, carefully avoiding Travis's face, but I knew his hands, his gold chain, the inside of his car. She thought she was slick. But I was smarter. I even caught one of his old college hoodies hanging off her shoulder in a post. The same one I bought him for our first anniversary. I finally reached my breaking point when I heard them talking. It was a Monday evening. Travis was in his home office, which was really just our spare room turned into a shrine of pretend productivity. And I had left his phone connected to Bluetooth without his knowledge. The iPad was in my lap, earbuds in. And then I heard it. "Baby, I love you. I just need you to be patient. She's still helping me out until the business picks up, but once I get things right, I'll move in with you full time. You promise, Trav? Because I'm tired of being the secret. You are not the secret. You are my heart." She's just helping keep the lights on. She is just helping keep the lights on. No, I was keeping his lies lit. I could not breathe. I yanked out the earbuds and threw the iPad across the couch. My entire body trembled. That was the moment I stopped crying. It was also the moment I stopped being Heather the wife. And I became Heather the executioner. The next day, I requested a week off work using my remaining paid time off. I told Travis I needed to recharge my mental health. He nodded absently, barely looking up from his phone. I spent the entire morning preparing. By 11 a.m. I stood across the street from Kayla's apartment complex. I had followed Travis's GPS trail straight to her building. I watched as he pulled up in my car, yes, my car, and carried a bouquet of roses and a box that looked suspiciously like designer shoes. When the coast was clear, I walked up and waited near the elevator. I had dressed casual, no makeup, hoodie, and sunglasses. When Kayla came down alone to grab a delivery, I stepped in front of her and lifted my shades. She froze. I smiled. "Hi, Kayla. I am Heather. The wife." She blinked twice. "I am sorry, what?" "The wife. You know, the woman whose money bought that necklace you are wearing. The one who pays the rent for this place. That is me." She stammered, mouth open, frozen like a deer in headlights. I held up my phone. "Do you want to see the receipts? Or the texts where Travis calls you his backup plan? Or maybe you want to hear the phone call I recorded last night?" She turned pale. Her voice cracked. "He told me you were separated." I laughed, but it was not joyful. Of course he did. They always say that. But here is what he did not tell you: I know everything. And I am done playing nice. I turned around and walked away. I left her standing there with her hands shaking and the full weight of reality crushing her. She was not the queen. She was just another pawn. That night, I sat beside Travis again. We watched TV. Ate takeout. He kissed my forehead. He still did not know I had just detonated his secret life. But I had one more card to play. And when I played it, it would be the end of everything he thought he controlled. Because I was done being the wallet, the fool, the woman behind the curtain. Next, I was going to take back everything he stole from me. There is a certain kind of silence that comes right before a storm, thick, eerie, almost sacred. That was the silence I felt inside me the night after I confronted Kayla. It was not fear. It was not pain. It was clarity. I knew exactly what I was going to do. No more crying. No more pretending. No more paying for a life that was never mine. Travis had taken from me my money, my time, my trust, and turned me into the ghost of my own marriage. But now, I was about to haunt him. It started with the bank. I went to our local branch first thing Tuesday morning, still dressed in scrubs, like it was just another shift. I asked to speak with the manager and explained that I wanted to restructure our joint account for personal protection reasons. After verifying that all major deposits, including my nursing paychecks, came from me, the bank granted my request to freeze the joint account. They even helped me open a new private account and set all direct deposits to flow there going forward. Then I drained the joint account. Every penny. $6,218. Gone in less than a minute. I left the balance at exactly 1 cent, just enough to let Travis know I had been there. Just enough to let him panic. Next came the credit cards. I called the customer service lines for every shared card. Some were only in my name, some were joint. I explained my husband had been making unauthorized luxury purchases without my consent. After a series of calls, holds, and paperwork, I canceled every card and flagged the most recent transactions for review, including a pair of Louboutin heels purchased 2 days ago. The operator asked if I wanted to pursue fraud charges. I paused. Not yet, I said. But keep that note on file. After the money was locked up, I met with a divorce attorney. Her name was Dana. 45. Fierce. The kind of woman who made eye contact like she had nothing to lose. I sat in her office with my hands trembling and my heart racing. I want out, I told her. But I want to take back what is mine before I go. Dana smiled. Let us get to work. She helped me file the divorce papers discreetly. We served them on a Friday morning, just as Travis was headed to brunch with Kayla. I made sure he got the envelope before the appetizers. Inside were the papers, the receipts, and screenshots of his texts, every transaction made with my cards, every gift he bought her, every lie. It hit him like a freight train. He came home like a hurricane that night. Slamming doors. Yelling. Sweating. You went through my stuff? You froze the accounts? Heather, what the hell are you doing? I sat calmly at the kitchen island, sipping red wine. I am taking my life back. He raged for almost an hour, cursing and pacing like a caged animal. At one point, he accused me of ruining his life. I almost choked laughing. Your life? I snapped. You mean the life I paid for? The one you built with my money while I was breaking my back in 12-hour shifts? That life? He did not have a response. Just silence. Cold, devastating silence. By the next day, Kayla blocked him. Apparently, he had told her he was financially settled. She had no interest in dating a man with no job, no money, and a pending divorce. Once the credit cards stopped working and the apartment lease bounced back, she ghosted him like he was a scam call. He tried to blame me for everything. But I did not listen anymore. I was too busy cleaning house, literally. I listed our home for sale. Yes, our home. But I had discovered during the divorce proceedings that my name was the only one on the deed. Travis had never signed on because of his unstable income. A lie I now thanked him for. The house sold within 3 weeks. I paid off what was left on the mortgage, cut a check to myself, and booked a week-long stay at a cabin in North Carolina, alone. Just me, wine, good books, and silence. Not the scary kind. The healing kind. I changed my number. Blocked Travis on everything. Filed a restraining order when he showed up at my job, begging outside the ER entrance like a stray dog. My coworkers stood behind me like a wall. One of the security guards escorted him off hospital property. He was finished. Broke. Alone. No wife. No side chick. No home. No money. Months passed. Then came the IRS letter. Dana had been busy. She filed a report on unclaimed income, false statements on taxes, and flagged his fake consulting business. Turns out when you lie to both your wife and the government, there are consequences. They froze his accounts and started an audit. I heard he moved in with his cousin in Alabama. I did not care. As for me, I moved into a 2-bedroom condo near the hospital. I bought myself a brand new car, with my name on the title. I started going to therapy. I reconnected with friends I had pushed away. I laughed again. I dated again. And this time, I made sure he paid for dinner. Do I regret anything? Maybe trusting too much. Loving too hard. But I do not regret walking away. I do not regret taking back what was mine. Because betrayal is a fire. It burns, yes, but it also cleanses. And from that ash, I built something better. Something stronger. Myself. Speech balloon. Final thoughts for my viewers. If you have ever felt used, betrayed, or manipulated by someone you loved, you are not alone. But you are not powerless. You do not have to stay stuck in a story where you are the victim. You can rewrite it. You can flip the ending. Take back your name. Your money. Your joy. Do not let someone else live their fantasy at the cost of your reality. You deserve more. You always have. If this story resonated with you, share your thoughts in the comments. Let us build a community of truth, healing, and strength. Like, subscribe, and never settle for being someone else's safety net. See you in the next story.